Hello there and welcome to my channel. There isn't much out right now, so I figured I would take a look at the classics list and pull up something I hadn't seen before. I saw the movie The Player and decided to give it a go. The Player is a dramatic thriller written by Michael Tolkien and based on a novel he wrote. The film was directed by Robert Altman and stars Tim Robbins as Griffin Mill, Greta Scacchi as June Goodman's daughter, and Fred Ward as Walter Stuckle. The story is about a Hollywood executive called Griffin Mill who starts receiving anonymous threats by postcard. At first, he tries to laugh it off and pay it no attention, but as the cards keep coming, he finds himself losing his mind as his life spirals out of control. He tries to find the person responsible and concludes that it's one of the writers he rejected and tries to track him down. The movie focuses on his day-to-day life while this whole affair is going on. We watch him meet with other executives and celebrities from Hollywood and talk about making movies. As everything in his life gets worse, he tries more and more desperately to find the postcard's author and put a stop to their threats. The cast is filled with celebrities playing themselves and celebrities playing Hollywood executives. There's a lot of networking, normal interactions, and people being polite brown-nosers. Then there are a few recurring characters that take part in Griffin's story in small ways. The head of security at his company, Walter Stuckle, tries to protect him from the law, and June Goodman's daughter is a woman he meets and starts dating. Griffin Mill himself gets most of the screen time, and most of the film is about his emotional journey. Griffin Mill is an asshole who presents himself well. He always knows what to say to get what he wants, and he knows how to deflect like the best of them. Initially, he's afraid of the stalker and just wants it to end, but as the film progresses, he becomes much more hostile and deranged. The visual journey involves watching Griffin as he processes everything that is going on. We follow him around during his daily life, investigating the stalker and spending time with June. Most of what you see is conversations between characters. For standout moments, there is a big showdown between Griffin and another man that ends with a dark moment. It's a chilling scene with a lot of raw emotion put on full display. There are also celebrity cameos everywhere. Sound-wise, the film uses instrumentals and a few original songs now and again. The original songs come in for short periods, add a little bit of flavor, and then disappear. The instrumentals try to follow the emotional journey and add a sense of mystery and danger into the mix. There are lots of slow, quiet piano pieces. Okay, so how did it do? The story made sense, but wasn't interesting. There's only one good character in the film, and that's Griffin Mill. Watching him lose his mind is mildly interesting, but it doesn't go anywhere. We never find out who is sending the postcards or why, and the film ends without resolving anything. The film spends a lot of time on pointless cameos and dumping on the film industry and doesn't have anything new to say about it. I doubt it was fresh even in the 90s. The cast does what they can with their roles, but most of them are just playing themselves. There really isn't anything for them to do. They say their lines well enough and the people playing characters do a good job, but they don't get much screen time. Most of it goes to Tim Robbins, who is putting on a masterclass show on how to lose your mind properly. We see his character transform mentally and physically until he looks like a man at the fraying end of his rope. He shows off a wide range of emotions like rage, fear, love, and obsession and nails all of them. Robbins manages to take a wholly unlikable character and make him nuanced enough that we can almost root for him despite his massive flaws. Visually, the journey is well shot and includes a few interesting angles, but it's also quite boring. We follow Griffin around and get a little bit of a look into the life of a Hollywood executive, but it looks fairly mundane aside from the famous faces. The restaurants he goes to are a little nicer, but he's still just talking and eating. There are only a couple of big conversations, and even then it's just back and forth editing. The one big scene was cool to watch, but outside of that there aren't any standout moments. Sound-wise, it's the same thing. The music is ultimately quite bland and doesn't add much to the film. It comes in one flavor and most of the songs sound repetitive. The journey had all kinds of ups and downs, but the music didn't reflect that. It also didn't make a good impression throughout the film. There's constantly music interfering with the dialogue and being distracting during quiet moments. It stands out too much and gets in the way constantly. Overall, The Player is a film that doesn't go anywhere. It starts with an interesting premise, and it's kind of neat to see what a Hollywood executive's life might be like, but there is no meat in this sandwich. Nothing to bite into and think about. As for a rating, I'd give this film a 5 out of 10. Remember, these are just my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye-bye.